To start with, um, the music in sorry, the sports industry. Before we proceed, I'd like you to watch this video.
I'm that king, that guy who is so good. I was named twice. But if you think you're as good as me, I won't have to tell you this twice. Download the Bet King app and play it. Because on Bet King, every bet is an adventure, bro.
All right. First of all, the reason why I decided to jump on this analysis is this. I cannot peacefully scroll my Facebook page, or should I say my my Instagram or YouTube, most especially Facebook and YouTube. I cannot just scroll without seeing this ad from JJ Okocha. I'm so good. I was named twice. And as a legend that you are, I'm not disputing the fact that you're a legend. Bro, compare this guy. Go go check history. This guy is a legend. But the point I'm doing this from is not in the sense or in the aspect of his talent or him being a legend. I'm not disputing the fact that he's not a legend. But what we're trying to point out here is you have gone out there, you have explored the world. You are now you are now an icon in football. You're an idol. That people could even worship you for who you are. And of all the things you could think of establishing in your home country is nothing but a betting platform. So if you're scrolling through Facebook or YouTube, how many ads, compare the amount of ads you see in terms of sports, if you're in Nigeria, please, in terms of sports and in terms of music, what is the quality? In terms of sports, what are they advertising? In terms of music, what are they advertising? You see, it's funny how over the last 10 years or more, the music industry in this country and in Africa at large has grown to become world competitors. Afrobeat is a world class beat. Like we're competing globally on billboards and so many. But in the sports, we don't have a space where our young talents can also compete globally. Oh yeah, of course we have CAF, Confederation of African Football. How far? How many people watch CAF? How many? That's even in terms of Africa. So I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about Nigeria to be precise. I believe shout out to South Africans. I mean, the South African League is one of the leagues that pop up each time African leagues are mentioned. And of course, we have so many of our stars who are good. But what is really, if our music industry can be so successful that today we don't need validation from the Western world or from the world out there, what is really happening in our sports industry? That if you are a star, a dream, it was those days that I mean, I remember I watched the video of I think it's Idris Abdul Karim. Is that his name? I think that's his name. Where when he was still young and still vibrant and talented, he met a Jamaican man that was proposing that his talent would waste if he does not go abroad to go and pursue his talent. This is not far. It's not really. He's still alive till today. So I can say it's something of, let's say, 15 to 20 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. But today, as a talented young Nigerian who's an artist or a movie star, you don't need to go anywhere to seek validation. You don't. The industry is so saturated that people have to come to Nigeria to blow up. That even world class artists have to feature Afrobeat artists in Nigeria just to retain their relevance in the industry. Beyonce, the one of the previous albums she dropped. How many African artists did she feature? Whiskey, Burna Boy. You want to name them? Chris Brown. How look at how he's romancing with the video. I can continue to name them. How they cannot continue to stay valid anymore without featuring us in Nigeria here or in Africa as a whole. But why is it that in the sports sector we must have to go back there? We must have to look for agents who will take us. What is really happening? And you see, I'm going to check out some statistics actually. I'm going to read out some statistics, but before we read those statistics, well, you see, anyways, let's go into the statistics. I don't even want to waste your time. I'm really so pained that all these our stars, when they go out, the only thing they know of bringing back to the country is ways to extort from the people of all the investment. I'm so ashamed of this man. I mean, I may have any other business that he does, of course. But of all the things that you could think of, bro, is betting. Bet Nigeria, who owns it? Sports bets, and they are increasing bank bets on and on and on and on. This is a call. Nickelodeon, at least to some extent, he did not, should I say, did not follow that same road of trying to establish a betting company and all of stuff. Why? Why can't you guys, even if you cannot buy it, we have Nigerian Premier Football League. I think that's the name, MPFL. Yes. Even if you cannot buy the league, how many of these foreign artists, these Europeans, when they make it, they go back to their home country, either play for the club or even buy the club or create a new club. How many of you guys have it? Nobody. Okay, even if they are not doing it, I mean, the number of people who are doing it there is not that much because I've checked statistics. But you should also know that whether they do it or not, they are already thriving in the sports sector. That today, when we're talking about football, if you're not mentioning Chelsea, Man U, Arsenal, of course, I'm a Chelsea fan. But if you're not mentioning any of these Premier League clubs, English Premier League clubs, or European clubs, yes, nobody wants to hear you. Nobody's talking about MPFL. Why? Is it because we don't like our things so much that we have to watch? No, I don't think that's the case. I think it's because of the people, the elites, the billionaires who we have today. That they. Oh God, I'm just gonna have to say this. They are black in the skin, but white in the head. You must have to buy Rolls Royce. Anything that the Europeans do or these Westerners do, you must have to do it too to feel among. You want to feel more and more with the West than it's your people in Nigeria. Same thing with these elites, these billionaires, even the politicians. How many of them, when their children or their wives are about to give birth, how many of them give birth to those children in Nigeria? Even if they will not go there for the whole 9 months, that ninth month they must leave because the child must not be born in Nigeria or Africa. The child must be born elsewhere in the Europe, in Canada, in UK. Is that how we so much hate ourselves? Uh, Now let's check some statistics. Let's see whether maybe it is because the market is not favoring them abroad, so they have to come back and extort us more. Now, here are top 20 Nigerian artists and top 20 Nigerian football stars and their net worth. Now, in this top 20, in this list, first is Wizkid. Wizkid's net worth is 30 million. And don't forget, Wizkid has a record label, Starboy Incorporation. He's doing well. His record label is fishing out more talents. I mean, he's not as successful as other, but he's doing well. That's the point. Okay, let's compare the top one music versus the top one sports. The top one in sports is who? Odion Igalo. Richer than Whiskey with how much? $40 million. But what has Igalo done in Nigeria? Does he have a football club? Or is he sponsoring a football club? Does he have a what are we doing? What is this our football elite? What are they doing? What are they doing? Sorry, let me off my Bluetooth. What are they doing? Second person, musical, it's the video with 25 million naira dollars for net worth. And you have Kelechi Iheanacho. Now, look, Whiskey is based in Nigeria. Okay, on few occasions he shoots his video abroad. Sometimes not necessarily in the Western countries of Europe. He goes to South Africa and other places to shoot videos, of course. But most of the videos they shoot is at home. He has a record label at home. He promotes his music at home. He has a studio at home. He does everything at home. Maybe he goes out for tour, international tour, world tour, and stuff like that. Okay. This is, we're talking about Wizkid, Davido, and Burna Boy, top three. Wizkid is 30 million, Davido is 25 million, and Burna Boy is 22 million. Now let's go to the sports. Odion Garon, 40 million, richer than the top one in music. Kelechi Iheanacho, 30 million. Wilfred Ndidi, 25 million. These are the top threes in both the football and the sports. And music. So, what achievements have these top three footballers done? What are they doing? Record labels, musically, record labels, we have so many of them. We have Chocolate City, we have Maybe Record. All these things are focused on discovering. There's the music, there's the business aspect of it, which is the most important to them. And we are, once in a while, we see ways to which we can criticize some of these things. But they are still there at least. They promote the local culture. We promote Afrobeat. We promote high life. All these things are the things that we come up with. They are our talent. They are who we are. What is happening in the football and the sports sector? Mikel Obi, Victor Osimhen, Odion Igalo, Boniface, the New Lord. Please, this is a call to wake up. We have to wake up. We have to take these sports. Look at how Victor Osimhen now, for example, is so frustrated. Now his loan spell is almost coming to an end. Rumors are starting. Can you imagine African world best going on loan in Europe? Just fathom this. Look at how they are trying to mesmerize and useless somebody's African world best. Sorry, African best. I'm saying African world best. I think it's not my mama language. African best footballer. Eh? They are playing with his career. You think that thing will ever happen in Nigeria here? And please let me correct this, that people always think that we hate Nigerian, anything made in Nigeria is fake. And it's a lie. Africans, we so much love ourselves. And nothing anybody is to do. There's nothing, absolutely nobody will tell me that. It's just that the people who are at the top, they are the elders and the pioneers. We think that they are black and they love us. We don't know. Now, let's go to the broadcasting, because I know one of the problems I feel is affecting the sports industry is because we don't have adequate sponsorships, and we also don't have broadcasting services. Especially imagine in Nigeria that the major broadcasting service is DSTV. I don't have a problem with DSTV. Of course, it's an African business, so of course. But hello, Africans, giant of Africa. We don't have a broadcasting service. Here are some Nigerian-owned broadcasting companies. One, we have TSTV. How many of you have ever heard of this? TSTV, owned by Bright Echefu, a Nigerian entrepreneur. We have two, Free TV, owned by Nigerian government. Free TV is a digital telecast. It is as a result of research and I'm seeing some of these things. And I know you who are watching this thing have also not seen it or rarely see it. You have NTA StarTime. So this is a partnership between NTA and StarTime. Of course, we know that StarTime is not owned by Nigeria. It's a Chinese company, but they have a partnership. So we can say 50-50. Then we have GoTel Communication. It's owned by GoTel Africa, a Nigerian company, and GoTel Communication offers blah, blah, blah. Then we have Montage Cable Network, a Nigerian-owned cable television companies. How many? I've listed 5 of these things based on my research. How many have you seen so far or heard of? But every household you go to, if it's not DSTV, it's not. GoTV is also owned by MultiChoice Nigeria, so they are all under the same basically all of them. We have to wake up and take things serious in this country. This is a challenge to the sports industry from the music industry. You guys have to wake up. Now, it is very important to note that these statistics I gave you is from 2005 to 2025, which is this year. So it is a very current thing. I mean, like I said earlier, there was a point in time where our artists, our movie stars, if they don't feature in Hollywood movies, they're not yet a star. But today, African movies are watched out worldwide. African music, Afrobeats listening to, Amapianos listening to worldwide. We're doing fine for ourselves musically. What's happening to our sports? It's not about government also. Now, what has government done in music that you want them to do in sports? Yeah. In fact, I think if you want to follow statistically, I think the government has spent more money in sports than they have in the music and entertainment and movies industry. It's a fact, you can fact check me. So it's not really about just government. Of course, government have their hand to play. But you see, it is about the elites, it's about the legends who we have. Those ones who are representing us abroad, who are doing well for us. But we need more from you at home, not abroad. Come back home. We have Premier League going on. Even if you can't buy the club, at least have a share so that your face can be the face of the football club. The fame you have worldwide will be shared together with the football club that you own. Even if it is 1%, get it and promote it. We cannot continue to depend on the Premier League for fun. Every Friday, Saturday, we go instead of going to go and watch Nigerian Premier Football League, we are going to go and watch Premier League. To go and watch people we can never, most of us will never see. But at least in Nigeria, I know if I'm watching the Nigerian football, I know one day I can see him. I can sacrifice. Go to Lagos, go to Benin, go to wherever they like matches. For oh, bro, you want to go out of the country to those imperialist countries, those racist countries, just to go and watch football match? You will learn. According to video, man, you will learn the happen. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make in this video, and please, if you're not like, please like this video, share and subscribe. And so, like I was saying, the point of this video at the end of the day is to drive home and this should serve as a wake-up call to all our Super Eagles stars who are out there. You must not retire in your football in the European countries. Come and retire at home. Play one season. Look at Musa. Shout out to Musa. See Musa, yes. Shout out to him. He's not playing in the for Kano Pillars. I mean, but what can one man do? A tree cannot build a forest. A tree can't build. And let's not forget that this guy has not really played in major. Of course, he has played, but he has not played in the Premier League. Of course, he has not played in. At least he did well outside. He did well in the Western countries. So imagine that 20 world-class Premier League standard, Champions League standard players come back home to come and play for 6 months in the Nigerian Premier Football League. You think that's a small promotion?